real. Oh, what you know about me? Oh, what you know about me? Oh, what you know about me?
Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of More Than the Title. I'm your host as usual, Jarrett Thomas, Chief Revenue Officer at Outside the Box Digital. And you know I got my brother, my brethren, your favorite CEO's favorite CEO, Chadeo. What's good, baby?
We in the building, man. I'm feeling good today, man. I'm feeling really fucking good today.
One of them days?
I'm just saying, fuck feeling bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, this shit going on, but fuck it, we alive, man. So what's better than that? Everything else is gravy, baby.
Message. First message within a minute.
you know the motto. You see, I got the colors. You know what I'm saying? Got the tiger on. I got the colors. You know the motto. If it ain't bright, it just ain't right. I'm here to lighten up your life, baby.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm glad you color coordinated, but it would have been better if you had your More Than the Title shirt on.
That is true.
All the people you already know, y'all.
That is true. We got the same colors on though.
We got the same colors. We got the hats. We got the beanies cold. We got the beanies cover your ears.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna be watching and tuning into a 2-hour podcast, what's better than your More Than the Title mug?
Yes, sir. Don't think I got mine ready.
Come on. What keeps the Douce cold with one ice cube for 2 hours? Which one?
Today I'm drinking. What the fuck am I drinking? Hold on.
He's been drinking. And I'm
definitely coconut tequila.
Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go.
And a little DP Dr. Pepper.
Let's get it, man. Let's get it. So, you know what I'm saying? Before sure, we got an excellent episode lined up for y'all as always, man. Let's do some house cleaner items. First, shout out to y'all, the people. Thank you all for the support, man. We're growing and glowing every week across every platform because of y'all support, man. We really appreciate y'all from YouTube, the TikTok community, Instagram, LinkedIn. We really appreciate y'all, and we're going to keep going and with all your support, man. So we appreciate that shit from the bottom of our heart. Shout out to our distribution partners, the Live Podcast Network. So if you want more content from Black creators and shows like More Than the Title, make sure you download the app and make sure you show some love. And also shout out to our executive producers, Real Black Pictures. Shout out to my brothers. So, in 2024, we got some really, really good looks for y'all. And, with that said, man, we're going to make it happen. We're going to make it happen. Let's introduce this brother right here. So this guy is my guy right here. So right now, let's give it to him. He's the large, this one, brother, he's the...
Wait. We messed up.
What's up?
We gotta...
Let's start the show.
We ain't hit him with the start the show.
We gotta start the show properly.
Start the show. Let him know the show is ready to go.
The show is ready to go.
With that said, y'all, you already know this brother is the CEO and co-founder of 4th Avenue Market, which is the largest Black-owned online hair and beauty retail platform in the U.S. As the CEO, this brother is fully committed to using the platform to help individuals and communities learn skills to be financially independent and transition from underemployed to gainfully employed. He also spent over a decade as a global marketing leader, turning around declining sales and delivering double-digit growth in revenue and unprecedented gains and profit for a number of Fortune 500 brands, including Jameson, Irish Whiskey, Axe, Kotex, and similar niche brands, nonprofits, and startups. In addition to being an entrepreneur, he also has expertise with professionals, switching careers and those seeking to establish a marketing expertise as an award-winning distinguished instructor with General Assembly, Podium, and Fiverr. And he's also a founding member of the Rolling Stones Culture Council, which brings together creators at the forefront of the culture in the music, entertainment, technology, food, and beverage industries. He's also, I was gonna say we're gonna keep going, and he's also the founder of the New Trade Program. Let's introduce our brother, our brethren, Salim Holder. What's good, baby?
Yeah. Yo, what's up, fellas? What's up?
God.
I'm excited to be back here. You know what I mean?
Sir.
Excited to be back.
My God, your accolades.
Hold on. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm not gonna lie, man. He got so many accolades and shit. I'm just like right off the bat.
The first accolade is the largest Black-owned hair and beauty, retailer in the U.S. Can we get one more horn for that, bro? Like, come on, man. What are we talking about? And we need one of these because it's about to be a lot of game, y'all. What's good? First period. What's good? First period. Let's start there, bro. Yo, first of all, what made you get into the creation of 4th Ave Market, bro? It was a void in the market, but what was that one idea that triggered it for you that made you want to start and be an entrepreneur?
Yo, so I'll tell you straight up, I have always wanted to run my own business. Like as far back as I can remember, I was always like, I'm gonna run my own business. And so from middle school, high school, whatever, I went and I was like, yo, I'm gonna run my own business. So I went, my goal was I got my MBA. And after I got my MBA, I was like, you know what I need to do is if I'm gonna start a business one day, let me learn on somebody else's dime first. Let me make all the mistakes and do all that on somebody else's dime. Let me learn.
That was
Let
real.
me get the people, let me connect, and let me do that on somebody else's dime. So I spent 10 years working in the corporate world with the idea, the understanding that I was only doing this for experience and that I was going to start my own thing later. And so I just, one thing I'll say is as I was going through this journey, having that mentality, that understanding that I was doing this to get experience to start my own, meant that I didn't have to worry about the politics and all the other kind of things that was going on. Because I wasn't about me getting promoted. It wasn't about making more money. Of course, I wanted to get paid for what I was doing, but I knew that me getting paid for what I was doing was going to happen when I started my own. And so through this journey, I had two things that I was trying to do. And the reason I left the corporate world is because, number one, I wanted to be able to have an impact on my community and the communities I'm a part of, those that I live in. And so I couldn't see the impact from when I was, selling whiskey or toilet paper or whatever it was. Like, I couldn't see how I was impacting the community in such a positive way. And then the other thing is, like, I was literally changing these brands. It was growing these brands by millions of dollars. Now, obviously, there was a team of people. It wasn't just me, right? But at the same time, I'm coming in, whether it was kids medicine, whether it was feminine care, whether it was liquor, whether it was toilet paper, you name it. I was coming in, and the brands were down, and I leave, and they were up and sustainably up for the next few years. So I was like, yo, you know what? I think I'm ready to start my own and jump out here. And so when I stepped out in 2018, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but it's not this. I'm going to chart my own path. I stepped out on faith. And part of doing, I started teaching digital marketing. But there was also this woman. She was a sales broker. I had worked with her, many different brands that I'd worked on. And she had told me even a year before I left the company, she was like, listen, I got this website that I just started. And, she called it juicydude.com. That was the name of it. She's like, I got this website. She's like, it's got multicultural hair products, etc. So a year later, I said, so what are you doing with that website that you started a while back? Like, what are you doing with it? She was like, honestly, I just want to retire. I'm kind of like, she had many other businesses, so she didn't really need this. And she was like, I just want to I'm going to sell it or get rid of it. I was like, well, pause. Like, let me take it off your hands. So I called one of my good friends. He's worked in software engineer background for like decades. So I was like, my man, with your tech background and experience and my marketing experience, we could take this platform, we could turn it into something special. Ooh. And so when we bought it from her, what we were really buying was not the site and not the branding. What we bought were the relationships with the brands, the distributors, and the business, and get products at such a low cost. So that's how overnight we bought it. And overnight we became the largest Black-owned online hair and beauty retail platform, simply because we have over 7,000 products on a platform. You name it, we got it on the platform, whether it's Dove, whether it's Shea Moisture, whether it's new brands that are made by the Black community, we got them on the platform, or we're working to get them on the platform. And that became, that was the reason when we started it and we stepped out. And, that was the beginning of the journey.
Woo, but with the part that was fire too, bro. They said you didn't buy the brand awareness of the company. What you brought was the relationships, the distribution with all the other vendors to increase
100%.
your market share. That's 100%. Crazy, bro. And what made you get into the marketing though? Because you wanted to start your own business, but why marketing, advertising?
Yeah, that's a great question. So in between my freshman and sophomore year, my freshman year in college, I was actually a political science major. Right. Because I was like, and I loved it. Like, I was reading and I was loving but I was like, how am I going to use this? In between my freshman and sophomore year, I worked this job. Some of you might have worked it yourselves. It was vector marketing. I sold Cutco cutlery,
Cutco knives.
Right. And I was actually kind of nice at it, So, but the thing about it was that experience, it had me thinking. It was like, if you want to go into business and run your business one day, political science is cool, but that's not teaching you business. I'm in school. So I'm like, well, why don't I learn what I need to learn now? And so when I thought about all the business disciplines that I could think about, finance, accounting, I was like, marketing is the one closest connected to the consumer, to people, understanding people, their behavior. And so that was what I liked from sales. I was like, the thing I liked in sales was like, I'm meeting people. I'm right there hearing what they need and solving their problems. The thing I didn't like about sales was it was like, here's the product, go sell it. I'm like, but they actually want something different or something better. And it wasn't me to make that decision. So I was like, who makes that decision? That was the marketing team. That was the brand managers, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, let me switch into that lane so I could take the sales experience, but now I could be on the other side with thinking strategically about what do we sell in the first place.
Fire.
And that's what got me into even thinking about marketing, you know?
That's crazy, bro.
You know, I'm not gonna say nothing about college because I know Jarrett. he already said he was a political science major, so you already know where I was going with that. But
yeah,
I want to backtrack real quick, Salim. Like we fast tracked to college, like, and you said at college you always knew that, you know, at that level you always knew that you wanted to be have your own company and be an entrepreneur. But let's take it back. Like where did you grow up at? Did you have entrepreneurs for parents, or did you have anybody influential in your upbringing that kind of because entrepreneurship is not just an idea you wake up with. You understand what I'm saying? Like you have to kind of see it. Yeah, you gotta see it or see somebody that's doing something that you admire and then inquire about. So what was your upbringing like that kind of led to this mentality where you knew that you wanted to be an entrepreneur?
Yeah, you know what, man, I would tell you that is a couple things. Like my parents were, you know, they work with this. They work with the state. My mother worked in the New York State Department of Education. They grew up in Queens, right? And they decided that we were going to grow up in Albany. Me, my brother, and the sister. I'm the youngest of three. So we grew up in Albany, upstate, because they was like, yo, we want you to grow up a little different than we grew up. You know what I mean? A little less activity going on a daily basis. You know what I mean? So they was like, y'all gonna grow up here. And so the good part about growing up there is like, it was a good part is like, all right, maybe I'm not in the mix with all the craziness that was at least how they grew up in Queens. But the bad part is like, I didn't see a lot of us, right? And so as a result, those who I did see of us, there was just a fewer and far between of us. And so for me, I had always been in like a leadership type of mentality, man. Like as soon as they were like 5th grade, I remember they were like, with student council, right? And I'm like, well, I want to run for president, right? And they're like, well, you can't run for president. You got to be 6th grade to run for president. I said, well, let me run for vice president then. You know what I mean? If I could have ran for president, I'm pretty sure I would have won president that year, right? And so ever since then, I was just in this leadership mentality. But my whole thought was like, I'm not just trying to lead. I saw a gap in the fact that there was a lot of things that I needed, but my community didn't necessarily recognize or offer. And so as a result, and my parents have been very much the type of parents, they're like, yo, I wouldn't say militant, but they like, yo, Afrocentric, focused on our community, you know, right? And so they were like planting the seeds in my head. And so for me, I'm like, yo, at a minimum, forget entrepreneurship for a second. I want to be able to impact my community and help others in the community have access to resources and opportunities that perhaps they don't know exist or don't have access to right now.
Message.
What I found through that was entrepreneurship was the path. I could be a creator of experiences versus working with somebody else and following with their experience. Nothing wrong with working for nobody, right? That just wasn't the path that I wanted to go on. And I knew that I could have more influence and impact on the community by creating my own. And so that was just kind of the seed that was planted a long time ago. Fire, bro.
Wait, you know, this is all bread, but I gotta do it to you. So I got listen. So your parents are from Queens, but you grew up in Albany, right?
I'm from upstate, yeah.
Right. So when people ask you where you from, do you say I'm from upstate New York, or do you?
I say I'm from Albany. I'm an Albany. 100%. I'm upstate dude.
I'm from Queens, dog. I'm from Baisley. You saying me?
No, I'm thinking, Jarrett knows this. It's always a debate. We always have this debate with guys from like, you know, not like just regular upstate, but like, you know, Buffalo, Albany, 5-6 hours upstate. And they're like, yeah, I'm from New York. And I'm like, where you from? Like Syracuse. I'm like, bro, you damn near from Canada.
But you know what? To that point, listen, I'm from y'all New York City folks, though. Y'all New York City folks. Outside of the Bronx is upstate to y'all. Y'all like, we don't go outside the city. That's upstate.
It's only one reason to go up there. From
we include Yonkers and YO. You know,
yeah, we definitely include YO.
Yeah.
Okay, you kind of got to, right? That's close enough.
That's
right.
definitely an extension of the Bronx.
That's only because the Locks and DMX put that on back in the day. Otherwise, y'all wasn't even messing with it.
Reclaim them.
He said, y'all from Yonkers?
Shout out to School Street.
He said, I'm from Albany. Like Albany's a state by itself.
Yo, I'm from the capital. That's what I
No,
say, just in case. I'm from the capital city.
You know, that's funny because you get a lot of people that have so much pride in where they from, right? And that's why I bring this up, right? I be arguing with people that are like, yo, you know, where you from? They be like, I'm from Harlem. I be like, oh, you know, so they be like, oh, you from Manhattan? They be like, no, I'm from Harlem. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like an argument. It's like, you know, Harlem is not its own borough, right?
Right.
Like, that you from Manhattan? They be like, nah, I'm from Harlem. Like, you know,
but let's get the audio listeners. So if you're not from New York, let's give y'all. It'll be 2 blocks is Harlem, and then another block is Manhattan. Let's keep it all the way in stack. You'll be on 116th and 2nd.
Yes.
And then you go to 114th and 1st.
Like, hold up.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I'm glad we got that. I was like, once you said Albany, I had to get it out. I'm like,
I'm glad you had. You know what? I have that question all the time. And you know, I can't front. When I was younger, it was like a struggle. When I first was at college, you know, I'm like, I'm from New York, you know, and then I'm like, I'm from upstate. I go front, I'm from upstate. But at the same time, I didn't really like that I was from Albany. It took me a while to appreciate the fact because I was like, yo, you know, the way you look at it, it's like I'd rather be from a sexier place like the city where there's a lot more going on. But here's what I recognize, yo, real talk. Like I recognize, I don't know, a couple of years ago, I was like, yo, being from there made me who I am. Right. And all that experience. So I got to own that because I love who I am. And there's certain things that I see, certain experiences that I only see the world the way I saw it because I grew up there. If I grew up here, I wouldn't see it as the same.
Message.
That's real.
Hold on. We got to
hit him with a bell.
We got to bring it in. That second period right there. Because that was big right there. That was big. Listen, killing me. Coming in like 7 times. I didn't hit him. I definitely gonna hit him with the A. Yo, he said, yo, this is coming in. That's coming in.
He's the guest. You run the show.
have my finger on the trigger, ready to.
It was the slow one. It was like, yo, that's big. Nah, that's big. It was the second one that got you. Whoa.
I respect that, though. I respect that because me and Jarrett talk about this shit all the time, right? You are a product of your experience. Everybody. I hate people that try to front like, oh, they only a product of the good shit that happened to them. That's bullshit. Right. You're a product of the good shit and the fucking bad shit.
Everything.
And the bad shit. You know what I mean?
Everybody you met too.
That's a fact because the bad shit might help fortify you to be able to do the good shit.
100%.
You understand? 100%. So I'm glad that you actually, you know, said that so that people could know, man, take pride in where you from. It molds you into who you are and it gives you your life experiences for you to build on. Absolutely.
Facts. You know, I was gonna ask you too, bro. When you left, because you was in the industry for 10 years, right? I feel like there had to be a moment. What was that one moment that say, I'm out of corporate? What was the one moment that said,
no, there's a couple of those. I tell you, man.
It had to be one that was like, I'm gone.
Yo, there was 2 different occasions, man. You know, and I ain't trying to call no specific companies out of it.
Of course, you already know.
I just say, you know, there's one particular company that I work for. And, you know, there's a lot of personal changes that were happening in my life. My son was just born. Mm-hmm. And so as he was just born, he was born 3 months early, you know, and I had just started working there. He was born 3 months early. And it was like the first maybe 2 days after I started working there, you know, that he ended up being. So it was such a whirlwind for me. And the expectation for me was like on the day that he was born 3 months early. And like, I'm like, yeah, you know, he was born yesterday, you know, or today, you know, cool. They're like, oh, wow, that's great. So can you have this done by 8 a.m. tomorrow? And I'm like, oh, like, wow. So like, this is me just starting the role. It'd be, you know, it would be different had I been there for 5 years or something. I still would feel some kind of way, but I'm like, damn, this is what I'm stepping into. And of course, as you can imagine, it didn't get any better throughout that experience. Yeah. And so that made me say, yo, I don't know if this is it. And so I remember I left there. And I took, maybe it's like 4 months or so that I took off. And I was like in a bad mental space. But I was like, yo, I'm going to start my own business right now. Now's the time. And I started a little bit, but I wasn't really ready. And so I was like, let me go back to work. So I went back to work. But this time I went back to work and I had the full mentality. I was like, yo, 3 years from now, 2 to 3 years the most, I'm jumping out here. And so that meant that I needed a role, that I had some ability, that it wasn't crazy taking my time all the time, that I had a little bit of opportunity afterwards. And in that job, while I had the ability, the conflict that I had in that with my boss and my boss's boss absolutely sent me, like, I'll never forget. There was one day in particular. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yo, should I tell this story? I'm gonna tell it.
Let's keep it fresh, more than a title, baby. Let's more than a title.
Let me set him up, right? Let me set.
I keep it up.
I'm saying,
there you go. That's your segue, baby. Go ahead.
Listen. So I'm in the company, you know, and I'm doing good work, getting good results, you know, etc. And I remember I had grown my beard out at the time, and a president came to me. Now, mind you, in the corporate world, as a black man in the corporate world, I recognize that I've always had that mentality, like, all right, well, let me make sure I look right, speak right, do certain things, not threatening. At this point in time, I had just by chance one day, I was like, let me grow my beard. I didn't even know I could grow a beard out, but it was like, let me grow my beard. So I grew it. A couple weeks later, I'm like, okay, I kind of liked it. And then maybe a month or 2 months later, I was like, all right, let me stop tripping. Let me go ahead and cut this thing off, because I ain't come in here like this. So I didn't know how I would expect. My CEO was like, yo, actually, I love it. Keep it. And matter of fact, they were like, yo, we're going to put you on some marketing material and stuff for some of the products that we got. I was like, oh, word. My president must not have liked that. So she started coming to me, started messing with me, talking about, yo, you got to cut your beard off. Because first of all, she said in the meeting, she said to me, she's like, yo, I'm going to make you cut your beard off. So I was like, ha, because I was like, you got to be joking, right? So I'm like, ha, ha. Exactly what I was like. Yeah. I'm like, it must be a joke. So I'm not even going to take that on right now. I'm going to just joke, ha, ha, and let's keep moving, right? So we keep moving. Another meeting a day later, she said the same thing in another meeting a day later. And I was like, yo, like, it's not happening, but I just let it go, right? I didn't even say much. Then she saw me another day later. She sees me in the hall, and she's like, yo, listen, you really need to cut your beard. It'll make you a better marketer. And I was like, well, hold up. Like, how is any way that I look have anything to do with how I think, right? How is how I look, me having a beard, have an issue, right? It's like, yo, real talk, I didn't have a vagina, and I was on the feminine care products. You know what I'm saying? So what? have a beard, and I was managing men's grooming products at the time. So I was like, if anything, this is actually fits what it is that I'm trying to sell right here, right? And so that conversation happened. Then there was another conversation where she was up. She told me, she's like, yo, as a man, you're not allowed to go on the sales calls with this feminine care product anymore. And I was like, well, wait a minute, talk to me about it. Like, tell me why. Am I making people feel uncomfortable? She was like, nah, like every sales call I went on, we sold stuff. I was the only marketer that when I went out, we sold stuff. The sales people like, yo, let Salim come. Absolutely. We'd love him to come. Because again, I got a sales background. So when it came down to this, I'm like, yo, this is nothing right here. So the conversations that we were having started me realizing, yo, as I go up in the corporate world, it's going to be more of this. It's going to be more people feeling a bit more threatened by me. And they're going to be talking about the way I look. They're going to be talking. They're not talking about my results. They're just talking about the way I look, the way I talk. I talk different than some, right? I'm not the one that's like, I don't change my voice for different meetings. This is me here. The same way if me and you was out kicking it, I'd be talking the same way as I talk to the CEO. I'm like, this is me, right? And I'm authentically myself. And I realized like being authentically myself in that environment wasn't going to serve me best. It wasn't going to help me achieve my goals. And that's when I was like, it's time to go.
Message. That was it, yo. Being authentically yourself. And it didn't go back. That's playing the game, bro. Playing the game.
Yesterday, right? That's that. Look at the coincidence in that.
Crazy.
I actually posted that as a quote yesterday.
Facts.
Posted that yesterday. Authenticity is key. Be yourself because everybody else is taken. I did
see that. I saw that. Yes, I saw that. And that resonated too, because that's such a real that's one of the struggles that I think we have when we go into the corporate world is that, and so often we like, I gotta be two sides. I gotta code switch, right? Because to be real, like you kind of do in some environments. I didn't want to do that anymore, right? And so as a result of me choosing not to do that, I knew I was going to get flack. There's consequences from that. People are going to feel threatened, uncomfortable. And as a result, some people's like, yo, get him out of here. We can't work with him. Right. But I'm like, yo, all good. I got to be me and authentically me. There's no other way that I can be, it's just, that's what it is,
That's a fact. See that I experienced the same thing, bro. Like, so I did code switch. I ain't gonna hold you, because when certain spaces, when you first come in the industry, bro, I came from the streets. I came from fucking BBQs. They offered me a salary. First time I'm getting a salary, I'm shutting the fuck up and I'm playing the game. Yo, just give me the pamphlet. You feel me? And I'm in there and we're gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But after a while, when I started the LinkedIn shit, and I'm like, I'm just gonna be me, that's when shit took off. But in the corporate environment, it was cool. They loved me when I was there, but their actions showed what they really thought, right? When I was in there, they loved me, right? Do the podcast, do all this, do the content. But when it's tough decisions to be made, I'm the first one out, right? And I'm one of the top performers, right? So why am I going to go back into that system? Even just based off what I've done, bro, on LinkedIn, there should be no reason why a marketer ain't like, bro, we doing 170,000 impressions just from the podcast.
Yes.
A month.
That's a fact.
Just a month, bro. So there's no reason why somebody shouldn't have been knocking on the door like, yo, I see what you're the next level of sales, right? Because you're a sales, you're a marketer, you're a dual threat. We could do da-da-da. Like, we wasn't getting them calls. And so we called Chad. And this is what happened. Now, when we started our build, we're not working with nobody. We working with brands now, and the price just went up.
And that's the thing, man. It's like, yo, if you can't sit at the table, make your own table. And a lot of times the tables over here is like, I don't want to sit at that table anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's like, make your own table. Like,
But I gotta play devil's advocate, Salim. I gotta play devil's advocate, and I say this shit all the time. You sound like somebody that was focused from very young, right?
Facts.
I don't give a fuck what nobody say. We are not built the same. We are not genetically bred the fucking same, right? Facts. If Shaq never played basketball, this motherfucker is still Shaq. He's still 7'2", 350. You understand? He's a match. We're not genetically built. You were genetically designed to be Salim. You understand? From birth.
Yeah.
So yes, you had the inkling, like, this is what I want to do. You were focused, but the problem, and I'm gonna keep it 100. Like, even for me, bro, I knew I was different as a kid, but the problem was a lot of the inner city youth know that we're talented, but we don't know what the fuck we want to do with life. We don't know what we want to do with life. And instead of getting focused early and understanding, building foundations, and in 5-10 years, branching out or becoming something great, we just fucking take whatever's giving us the bag. Like Jarrett said in the morning, I've done that. Like, let's be clear. I've done that shit. I've done that. I've taken a job that I'm just like, I don't want to do this shit, but how much you paying me? Shit. Understand, because economics is economics, and at the end of the day, if you want to be an independent individual and not dependent, and you want to put food on the table and provide, you got to do what you got to do. So I've done that, you know what I mean? But you're fortunate that you were able to see that in yourself early and be focused in that. That's unique, bro.
It is. I don't. But I will tell you, you know what? I'm glad you said that, because that is exactly why I was like, yo, I'm leaving the corporate world and I'm going to spend my time and my energy and my expertise helping others to be able to achieve more, because my parents have put me in this position. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, they came out of a different, they had the foresight to say, we're not going to let you grow up like this. We're going to let you grow up here, and we're going to find other opportunities. They didn't know a lot of the things, but they figured it out on the journey. So I don't take that for granted. I appreciate that. But that's also why we started the new trade program, which we could talk about later. But the new trade program, the whole objective of it was me, after teaching all these people digital marketing, recognizing that, number one, there wasn't a lot of people who looked like me that were in the classes, and recognizing, number two, when people leave the class, they leave the class and they say, hey, great, yeah, I've learned some stuff, but they still can't get a job because they never done it. And so what I figured I could do is bring the jobs where you do not need a college degree. You don't need a college degree to go into digital marketing. You don't need a college degree to do certain things in cybersecurity or even AI. Right. And so I'm like, yo, but these opportunities don't get brought to our community. Right. What gives to our community is cosmetology, plumbing, auto mechanics. Right. You can work in the food store. You could be a delivery driver. But those same people have the capability, if they just had time to learn the resources and the network, they could be just as, if not more successful than a lot of these people that these companies are bringing in on a regular basis simply because they have a college degree. So
that's real.
That's such a big opportunity out there, man. For us, our community.
That shit is so real, man. I'm being honest with you, man. Because me and Jarrett, we from, the same neighborhood. You understand what I'm saying? And that shit, when you say something like that, that shit hits all the way home, bro. I'm just being honest with you, bro. Like none of those upper echelon jobs was the possibility of even doing something like that. That shit is not brought to your local neighborhoods, and that information is not fucking disseminated, bro. It is not.
You don't see no job fairs of Google in the Bronx.
Fact, bro. That's a fact, bro.
You don't see that.
You don't see it, bro. Hold on one second. I just want to say this. I commend a little bit, only a little bit, what the Board of Education has started to do by shutting down some of these big high schools and turning them into satellite high schools, where now they have 5 or 6 individual specialized high schools within it. I think they've started the process to, like, you know, show us that we can do STEM programs and all these other things. But I think this shit is fucking 50, 100 years behind. We should have been had this shit, bro.
Listen, I'm somebody the other day, man. Like what I'm talking about is work-based learning, right? So it's like instead you just learning in the classroom. Like, think about this, right? If you were to go to a barber and the barber had just watched some YouTube videos and learned out of a book with somebody teaching in front of class, but never picked up clippers, how confident are you going to be that barber is going to be able to cut your hair right? You know what I mean? And you think about how often do people go into school and they learn in a book digital marketing, have a fake case study from a fake company, and then it's like, okay, great, here's your degree, your diploma, go get started. So when companies are like, yo, but you don't even know how to do it. And I'm like, you don't need to be there for 4 years and spend $50,000 a year for me to teach you how to do it, give you the hands-on experience. Like, I'm letting them run real, like this gentleman was just in my program. He just finished the program. He did the program to learn how to run Facebook and Instagram ads. Yo, my man never ran ads before. He finished, he ran his first ads in the program. Yo, the click-through rate was like probably 50% lower than the industry average, right? And so I talked to him about how you can learn reading metrics, what the metrics mean, what do they mean, how to adjust it. So he went back and he adapted, he looked at the metrics, adjusted it, came back, yo, ran the ad again. Yo, it was a 300% increase in the click-through rate. Damn, click-through rate was 75%. 5%. It's 75% above the industry average. So now think about him going on a job interview now. That's 6 weeks ago. He couldn't say this. Now he's going on a job interview saying, not only did I learn how to do it, but let me talk about my campaign. I ran a campaign. It didn't work. I know how to read the metrics. I know how to see how to make it work. And I made it work now. And now it outperforms the industry.
Crazy.
That's the type of conversations that you bring that on an interview. It changes the game. And so, and it don't take years to do that.
Nah, bro, but it's the shift in mindset. Like what baffles me about our community, bro, social media is something that we use every fucking day, but know nothing about.
Yes.
Which fucking kills me, right? We use it every single day. We'll scroll, we'll post. Motherfuckers know the analytics, but we won't go and dive deeper into it and say, how do we monetize on this, right? And it takes the mindset, the adjustment, bro. Like the programs like you're talking about. Yes. We'll see the avenues of success, but we still won't use it in social media, bro. Like I just don't get it, bro. Use your phone and get out the hood, man. Use your phone to connect.
It's a reason for that, Jarrett. It's how things are presented to you. You got to understand that.
Facts.
Social media is not fucking in any way, shape, form, or fashion presented as a monetary, change your lifestyle, generational wealth building platform.
Absolutely.
What the fuck is built? It's presented as. It's presented as entertainment.
That's it. And that's why people like, I just want to influence.
That's it. I just want to be a fucking clown. I want to be a clown. I want to just go viral and, you know, things of that nature. The only thing that has started to bring the reality that this can be fucking life-changing are the influencers, are the people that's making millions from this shit now saying, so guess what? I don't have a real job. I made $3 million from YouTube last year and I don't have that's my job. You know, I made fucking $5 million from TikTok. Right. You know what I mean? When this fucking guy, what's his name? The Kai Cenat be like, yo, I'm gonna fucking give away PS5s and shut down. This kid shut down 14th Street.
Yes.
Are you fucking kidding me? You got some politicians that can't give. You got politicians
can't get to the poll.
That change laws about your fucking life that can't get 50,000 motherfuckers out. I'm giving away fucking PS5s and shut down 14th Street. Shut that shit down.
But that's the real shit. But for the people listening, you two choices. You could be the entertainer or be the one being entertained.
That's a fact.
It's the consumer versus, you know what I'm saying? versus that. You know what I'm saying?
And I will say there's another even part in that too, because what I talk to people about is the fact that there's businesses that obviously want to use social media they want to use social media to be able to advance their business cause. So you can still be behind the scenes. You don't got to be an influencer. You don't got to be out there entertaining people. You could just use your skills in connecting with people through social media, understand the strategic use of it, and get paid $67,000 a year managing communities for another brand.
That's it.
And I'm saying that's like you could do that out of high school. In fact, you're probably better positioned out of high school because you use social media all day, every day. Like, and that's the thing where it's been baffling to me to think about companies who aren't tapping into talent from these communities simply because they don't have a connection there. Simply because it's not in their network, it's not in their pipeline, or even in their mentality to go and reach out to people in these different communities.
Message.
Real. That's the real. Hey, he said streamers are the new rappers, bro. That's the real. That's the real.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's it. And it's not going nowhere.
Yeah.
It's not going nowhere anytime soon. It's only going to get, the platform ain't changed, bro, but we're too conditioned and programmed now. And there's a pie out there. There's a big ass pie, bro, for us to eat.
But
we just don't know.
But it goes back to your experience, Jarrett. It goes back to Salim's experience. It goes back to my little brother's experience.
Yeah.
It's the fact that let's be clear. If you think these fucking companies don't know where the talent is, you on some shit stronger than the biggest drug I've ever seen in life. They know where the fuck the talent is. They know where to get it, how to get it. But they're not concerned about talent. They're concerned about the way you fucking look. They're concerned about if they can control you and if you're going to conform to their way of doing things. Are you going to be the good little nigga? Mm-hmm. Let's just fucking say it. Are you going to be the good little nigga? And that's all they're concerned about. You understand? That's the real rap. That's real rap. You know what I'm saying? Jarrett went through it. You went through it. Let me tell you something. My little brother played basketball. He been playing basketball his whole life. You understand? He's ready to go across seas and all that. He went to go to a Catholic high school. Full fucking scholarship. Full scholarship. You know what the fuck they said to him? He had braids. You want to come here? You got to cut your fucking.
Cut your braids.
What the fuck does my hair have anything to do with my fucking talent? Answer, absolutely fucking nothing. But if you're not going to conform, we don't want you. The biggest example of that is America's pastime, baseball, and one of America's favorite teams, the fucking Yankees. They are the biggest fucking platform of be the good dude. You can't come on the Yankees with all that hair tattoos. They make you cut your hair, shave your fucking. You ever see the Yankees lineup? Yeah. No beards, because they're not playing that. You want to play for the Yankees? You want to do this? You're gonna conform, or you can't be here. I'm telling you what it is, bro.
Mm-hmm. I think I think it could be swayed depending on the revenue that you're generating.
It's not the guy from the Diamondbacks came. I forgot his name. The all-star pitcher with the fucking we call that the we call that. What do you call that hairstyle?
The mullet.
The mullet. He was in Arizona, came, they made him cut his shit down and shave his mustache and all. Like he came to New York, didn't even perform. They shipped his ass out. Look at the Yankees. Any listener, I challenge you, look at the Yankees roster any year. Look at the pictures. Look at how everybody's presented. The Yankees know that they have corporate sponsorships. It's almost guaranteed you're going to get a corporate sponsorship. You play for the Yankees. It's almost guaranteed you're going to get a deal of some sort from a sponsor. But if you want that deal, you got to conform. Clean face, no showing visible tattoos. If you're not conforming to the program, we don't want you. They are willing to sacrifice talent for the image. But
you know what? That's their brand.
That's
flat out. That's their brand. And so what they are good at is maintaining their brand. And that's what, as you make a brand, you got to sacrifice. It's like certain things I'm okay with, certain things I'm not okay with, and they got to be willing to deal with whatever comes with it. But clearly for them, they pretty successful with what they're doing, so they're going to keep going that path. But it's those other companies who, as they see their business declining, then they start saying, oh man, maybe we need to start doing things. But I would also challenge you to say that there's a lot of people in the companies who may or may not, I would say that they probably haven't thought as much as deeply about it. They just go with the way things have been done. So as an example, they're like, well, we only hire people who have college degrees, right? And then you got this amazing person that's right here who got, boom, all this background experience. They done this, that, and the third, but you don't have a degree, so we're not going to give you a job interview, right? And that's just the conditioning. Like, I'm not even saying it might not even be black. Like, this is just a person who just degree and no degree, because I'm so conditioned that you have to have a degree. I can't interview this other person, right? If they were focusing on results, they would say degree or no degree, this person can get results better than
execute the job. Yeah,
who can execute. But that's the thing when people get in these positions, and that's the other problem I had, was that in the corporate world, I found myself starting to think more about the promotions and the politics and stuff. That's how I knew I was done. I was like, yo, this is nothing left for me here, because the thing that I really wanted to do was get results. And that conflicts with people who were just trying to get promoted, because sometimes getting results means you got to make sacrifices to do things different and take risks. And in taking risks means it might not work. And if it don't work, I'm not trying to take the heat because it didn't work and I need to get promoted. So for me, I'm like, yo, if it don't work, cool, we're going to try something different. But at least we tried it, and we're trying to figure it out. And again, for me, I was like, yo, this is knowledge for me later. Forget, like, if this don't work now, at least I tried it and know later when I run my own, like, yo, that's not the path to go.
That's real.
That mentality is different, bro. It's just not the same for everybody, you know?
You know, I got a good segue question from that. What was the biggest lesson you learned from corporate that translated to the business, to Fourth Ave?
You know what I say? One thing I say that there's two things. One is I was like, yo, I think the great thing about the corporate world is the processes that they have in place, right? The processes and things. And that used to frustrate me at times, because I'm like, oh, man. But it's like, you got 10,000 employees, you need a process. Everybody can't do it the way they feel like doing it, right? Well, otherwise, we're not going to get stuff done. And so starting off as an entrepreneur, one of the challenges, one of the things I didn't do right away was create processes, right? I jumped out here. I was like, all right, cool, let's go. And I'm like, oh, get caught up later. Like, we need a process for this. You know what I mean? But I say the other thing that I recognized that was needed in the corporate world that I felt constrained because I couldn't do, but as an entrepreneur, I could do it, was like when I saw an opportunity. As an example, I wanted to go down to a couple different HBCUs to build an ambassador team, to start working on recruiting, to start working on seeding my product into that community. If I wanted to do that in the corporate world, I'd have to get it approved, then I have to find an agency, and then the agency has the relationships, which they never do when it comes to HBCUs, right? And then I got to work with them and then talk to them and then the budget. And then we say, okay, well, it's August now, so let's just do it next August, or let's do it like 6 months from now, right? For me now as an entrepreneur, I'm like, yo, we got to go down here, like, boom. Today's Tuesday, by Thursday, I'm in the car. If not Wednesday, I'm in the car driving down to North Carolina or Howard or Hampton. And I'm like, yo, stopping off. I'm walking on campus, meeting people, handing out stuff, talking to people, like, and building relationships. And in 1 day or 3 days, those relationships and that connection right there help elevate the brand to a whole nother level. And I'm like, yo, we could do, like, I don't even have the resources that I had. We got $75 million budgets in some of these companies that I was managing. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to have a couple $1,000. You know what I'm saying? But I learned how to be crazy resourceful. I mean, I had always been like that. But now I think if I were to ever go back in the corporate world, I'm wondering, what are we doing with the $70 million, bro? Like, I could do a lot with 100,000. With 10,000, I could do a lot. So what are we doing with the 70 million? I guarantee we wasted it. So I learned that whole, like, resourceful, like, just being close to your community and your customers. That's so key.
Oh, message. Couldn't even get message too quick. Nah, it's real, bro. But also the processes. The process, bro. Like, you used to hate that you're cleaning up the CRM, making sure that your follow-up, getting all that. But it teaches you that, right? It teaches you what's wrong. And it's just, I look at business differently. Now that I'm an entrepreneur, I look at everything we used to do. We wasting money there. Okay, we save money here. There's too many employees over here. Like, yo, bro, I know how much the lunch break type, that's money. Everything, you just see that shit. It's the cash machine, bro. And it's like, yo, it makes you appreciate that. But like you said, and being able to be nimble. Like, I love the fact that me and Chad, like you said, me and Chad can get on a jet right now. We go to Thanksgiving. We can go to Podfest. We could do this and go and do what we want to do, because we got to be the boots on the ground. We the face of the company. We got to touch the people. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's just real.
It's all how you are calculating your ROI. It is all how you're calculating your ROI. If what you really want to do is impact the community, then you're calculating your ROI completely different. than if all
right.
you want to do is make $1 and profit and stay in the green. It is completely
That's
different.
it.
Yeah.
100%.
That's
100%.
real.
That's what it is, bro. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, I love this shit, bro. Like, it is so refreshing to talk. Yo, when I talk to people, when we do this, every time I do this podcast and we get a fucking intellectual on this fucking show that really drops some gems, that shit makes me smile so fucking big, right? Because I'm like, yo, we are fucking dope as people.
Genius.
Our fucking culture is fucking
Yeah.
crazy. And I believe we ain't even started to scratch the surface of what we really are capable of
That's
fucking
it.
doing. They are fucking nervous, bro. They
And we
are-
doing it solo.
You
If
understand?
we had community, we really fucking
man.
formed Voltron and really did the things and created the
Saying.
community that we need.
Crazy.
Oh, God.
So imagine like
Scary.
this, you know, they say hindsight is always 2020.
Yeah.
I think it is very important before you step out on your own to get the experience, you know, and learn from somebody else, the good, the bad, everything before you step out on your own. I think it'll save you not only time, but a lot of money and headaches down the line. Right?
Definitely.
But I also, me and Jarrett talk about this shit 100 times, bro.
Every day.
I am a fucking advocate of on-the-job training. I am an advocate of apprenticeships. I am an advocate of why the fuck am I spending $100,000 to get a college degree and then I don't even work in the fucking field that I spent this fucking money to get the degree in? Now I got all this fucking debt. I got all this debt. I got to get a job doing something else. What the fuck was the purpose? And then side B to that, even if you get the fucking degree, you go to the job and you learned it from the books. And then when you get in the fucking job, they like, we don't do it that way.
We don't do that. Yeah.
So look, the first thing it says, forget everything you learned in college.
Facts, though. Facts.
Yo,
That's real.
exactly it, yo. And I was like, honestly, man, I was like tired of like I was like frustrated as I'm even like connecting with people. And I'm like, yo, he's pushing people to go to college, and it's not even. I'm not going to like. I went to college and I'm proud of it, right? And I'm like, cool. Like college is there's a lot of great things about college, even outside of books, like how you learn and grow into your own person and connections with people, all that kind of stuff, right? That's dope. But from a career perspective, yo, I thought I knew marketing. I didn't know nothing about marketing until I went and got my MBA, flat out. Like I thought I knew marketing. When I got my master's degree, the stuff that I did there absolutely was applicable in the workplace from day one. But the bachelor degree, yo, like I was managing logistics at Target after I graduated for 2 years, right? And I was like literally doing that for 2 years. And I'm like, yo, this is not where I want to stay. So great experience, but yo, like I that's again the new trade program was all about solving those same issues. It was like, yo, how can we give people more hands-on, practical, real experience that whether you're trying to get a job or whether as an entrepreneur, you still as an entrepreneur, you want to learn a little bit, great, take your business through the program and we come up with campaigns, you run it. Like that's the kind of experience that's necessary. You know what I mean?
Fire. Message. And being that we there too, bro. Let's get back to 4th Ave. Let's come back to the trade program, bro. So I don't know if you want to go into specifics, but you said you know the lady, she had the website. Can you walk us through what the purchase of the website looked like? What was the process? And you know what did day one look like? You know, what was the plan from once you actually acquired it?
Yeah, so you know, it was a relatively straightforward process. When I spoke to her, I asked her about it, what she was doing. I called my man up and he was like, let's talk. So I asked her, then I said, cool, we signed an NDA so I could then look at all the back end stuff. So before we were, of course, going to buy it, I had to do my diligence, make sure, is this a real site? Is it working? Do you really got these relationships? I knew she did, but, I wanted to just check it out, right? And so I talked to some of the agencies of the partners that she had worked with. We went through the website, looked at analytics, saw where things were working and where they weren't working. And what I recognized pretty quickly, I was like, yo, we're going to have to build a new site for this. That's why I was like, yo, is this really, me and my partner talk, is it really worth it or not? And I'm like, yo, we not buying the site. Look at these relationships. Look at these brands. We got 7,000 products. If I was to try to call these distributors and do it myself, if they were to say yes, that was one thing. But then even if they did say yes, I'll sell you the product. I'm not getting at her rates. One thing I saw in the industry as I'm doing my research and doing the diligence on it, is I recognized pretty quickly. Like at first I was like, yo, this will be just a cool little thing. I'll make some money on the side, right? But then as I looked around, I was literally looking for, this was 2018. I was looking for where are the other sites that we go to buy products that's like a one-stop shop. And I really legitimately couldn't find another like black-owned spot that had everything. And what I start to see is like we go to Amazon, or we end up, there's two things that happen. We go to like Walmart's, Target's, or CVS. Target has done a better job in having products over the last 2-3 years. But in 2018 and prior to that, most of these retailers had the little 4-foot section of the shelf that was the ethnic set, right? Yeah. It was like 4-foot section, and all of those products was owned by L'Oreal, P&G, Unilever, like you name it, it was owned by the. They weren't people from our community. And so what I saw then is like you were choosing between stores that don't have what we want in it, and then on the flip side is those stores that are in our community that aren't owned by people from our community. You know where I'm going with this, right? It's like it's not owned by. So we walk into stores and they follow us around the store. They might have the products that we want, but they follow us around the store. They treat us wild, disrespectful. So you like, wait a minute. When I think about it, yo, I was doing research at this time. This was all part of my diligence. I was doing research and I recognized, yo, we as Black consumers represent 85% of sales of ethnic multicultural hair care products, but we own 7% of the stores and 0% of the distribution. So in other words, we don't own the industry. We are consumers. In fact, as a community, we tend to be consumers and not owners. And so
that was real.
Had me really thinking like, yo, this is not just a transactional, like, let's just launch this platform. I was like, yo, this represents much bigger than just bringing products to the community. This is also taking products from the community and giving back, reinvesting back into our community. Because as that money, as we go to the stores in the community, as we spend the money there, Walmart and Target, how many of those are even coming back and investing back into this? They're not. The money is leaving our community. Absolutely. And so I was like, we can create a platform that's truly about investing money and resources back into our community, making sure that manufacturers from our community are able to get in front of consumers who are looking to buy, making sure consumers can have a pleasurable shopping experience and buy from somebody who don't just look like them, but cares about them and their community. Right. And so that's where we started 4th Ave. And I started to look at it. And we named it 4th Ave Market for that reason, because for me, it was like, yo, one, this opportunity could be a lot more than just hair and beauty products. But the bigger thing was like 4th Ave Market, 4th Ave District is another Black Wall Street. So many of us know Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but there wasn't just that. There was Little Haiti in North Carolina. There was 4th Ave District in Birmingham, Alabama. And there was other pockets around the country where it was Black owned areas. We owned it, loved it, made money from it. And as you spent money in the store here, the employees, they get paid from that money. And then they go over to the movie theater that's also Black owned, playing Black movies. And then movie money goes back to us. And then we go to the bank, and it's Black owned bank. And we go to this, like, this wasn't new. This was happening. And so for me, I was like, yo, what if we focused on the 21st century model of that, which is much more in a digital world? We actually can do that and achieve more ownership in this industry. And that really was like, when I was talking to her, I was like, this isn't just about transaction money, yo. This is actually the path that I had said I wanted before, where I can make money and make change at the same time.
Sounds real. You gotta let that bell. You gotta let those. We done jumped a couple periods through 3rd, 4th, 5th economics, branding, business. Covered it all.
Yeah, bro.
The name, how you get the name was fire too. All of that, everything is fire.
I love it, man. I absolutely love it, man. And I'm glad you asked that question, Jarrett, because you know these fucking conversations have to be had, bro. Yeah. They have to be had. If we are afraid to have these conversations, then the future generations will not fucking learn. See, it's a difference between understanding something and seeing something and interpreting it for what you think it is.
Yeah,
it's a big fucking difference, right? It's a big difference, right? You can see something. Okay, I see this. This is what it looks like. But then when I take you behind it and go, that ain't even what it is at all. This is what it is. You're like, what the fuck? Holy shit.
Yeah.
A much greater opportunity.
Absolutely, bro.
Much greater opportunity. But
Yeah.
what was she selling it with that in mind, bro? Because how do you negotiate that? Like, was she negotiating from a place of leverage that she understood that? You know what I'm trying to say? Because we sellers, bro.
Nice person, and she recognized. I mean, here's
She's
the thing.
lovely.
I kept it a little bit in because I was like the important thing was that these relationships that she has, they need to become my relationships, and I needed her help to make sure that it worked. So I gave her a little incentive to make sure that she stayed on the team to help.
That makes sense. That's where I was going with that. That makes sense, bro.
Because to your point, when we rebranded it, she was like, I mean, I like the other brand better. I don't know, like, and so as I appreciated her, but it was a story to be told in Fourth Ave Market. And to be quite honest, that story, the same thing that we were about then has continued, that same mission. But what I started to realize and why I even adapted some of this to the new trade program was just because that idea of impacting the community was much bigger than selling a couple hair and beauty products. I started to realize, like, again, the longer play, the bigger play was actually arming our community with the economic skills so they could start their own or run their own business, to take brand owners and teach them how to run their brand on an e-commerce scale. How do you grow your business there? To take people who are working in social media and teach them, and then they can work on it on Fourth Ave's platform and then get a job or do it for their own brand, to do it, etc. Like, I saw the opportunity was much bigger.
That's fine. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I was gonna just one quick biz question, bro.
Go.
So when you're doing the like the website, bro, what if Dove, the P&G brands, those are your top sellers, but you want to also promote the black owned brands, right? There's a black owned shampoo. She just came to market. It's really good. It's selling. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, this is what's selling. So how do you balance that out on your website, bro?
Yeah. I mean, straight up, bro. Like, one of the things, the first thing I recognized, when we first launched the site, and I'm talking about Fourth Ave, and this is why we did it, etc. Our community is a community that's pretty vocal. When they don't like something or got questions, they're gonna say something. So I'm in the comments, they're like, "Yo, this brand here, this is Cantu. That's not black owned. Shea Moisture, that's not black owned." And what I had to express is, like, number one is black owned does not mean black only, right? As a black retailer, I know that as a black consumer.
Hold on. Hold on. You
Wait, hold on.
Gotta hear that one more time, Salim. You can't run past that one.
Listen,
I need to hear that one more.
Black owned does not mean black only. You know what I mean? At the end of the
that's a bar, bro. That's we gotta stop. That's a bar, bro.
That's a bar.
That's getting clipped up.
At the end of the day, I mean, you think about this, at the end of the day, we go and we shop in Walmart and Target and CVS and we buy all these other products all day, right? And so, yes, you might want to shop and buy black only brands or buy from black owned, and that's great. But the other part of it is, like, think about how many, I don't know, there's people who are not Chinese that have Chinese restaurants, right? There's people who are not Mexican, got Mexican restaurants. They out making money. Their focus is to make money, right? And so what I'm saying is, we out here making money. Right. And we taking that money and it's getting reinvested back into our community. So you don't want to buy Dove, don't buy it. I got this other black owned whole section of the site that's all black owned. Every black owned product is tagged. We aggressively go after new businesses to put them out, to promote them, to feature them. But I'm going to go where the sales are, right? I'm going to go where the sales are, and I'm going to use that money to help train, educate, to bring resources to our community. And so at the end of the day, our communities benefit, whether there's buying a product that's from a black-owned consumer or spending money in a black-owned, establishment. But either, that's the focus.
Key. That's the key, bro. That's the motherfucking key right there.
I fucking love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad I'm so glad, Jarrett, that you asked that, man, because we face this problem so often. It is misinformation. Trump calls it fake news.
That's the fake news.
Mm-hmm.
Fake news, bro.
He was real. I appreciate it.
It's the fake
He's
news.
real on that one.
And because the reality of the situation is, if you think about it, we don't own the news stations. We don't own the broadcasting fucking stations. We don't own none of that, right? we're just starting to really, as a culture, come into some real generational wealth, right? More and more Black millionaires are being born. But guess what? We're still not there yet, right? And we still, a lot of us, because we come from nothing, as soon as we get some money, we want to live good. We want to enjoy the money. We want to just turn around and spend it and risk it all. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, you want me to fucking turn around?
I got to give it all back now? Damn.
I'm going to the spa. We going to Bahamas first. You know.
Yes.
So the reason I say that is also what influences us the most. Think about it. Take away social media. What are the two main influences on human beings? Radio and television. Radio and television. So when all you get fed is the propaganda of buy from this store, because they have the advertising dollars to keep their show, their commercial number one prime time. You understand?
Yeah.
Then when you see that little ass commercial at night at fucking 3 a.m. when the reruns is on, most people ain't gonna see it for the Black companies. And they do that shit on purpose. They make it so impossible to be able to market to our people, be able to give them the information that it ends up getting lost in translation.
Yeah.
Good.
I was gonna say what brings me, bro. What kind of Black investment have you gotten?
Yeah.
Or has anybody reached out, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? One of these Black companies that sell the shampoo that's like, yo, I love what you're doing, bro. I'm getting X amount of sales from you. I love the brand awareness we're getting from the site. How can we collab? Can we do an event? Can we, like, does anybody reach out in that manner, bro?
Yeah, you know, I will say that the brands that I work with, the Black brands that I work with, they're all some phenomenal people, and that they all, like, the thing I love about them is that we're all equally yoked, man, in terms of having the same mentality. Like, they was on this conversation right now, they would equally be saying, yo, how do we contribute? Because that's how I present myself, and I bring myself forward and saying, yo, I'm trying to bring all of us forward. And so if there's opportunities that I have, I'll pull the brands in, even if I don't get anything from it, right? And, you know, if there's ways that I could work with them, then I do. But I found a lot of brands that will come forward and say, hey, listen, we love what you're doing. We want to sell our products on your site. Can we do this together? Or can we do this together? Or what about this? Or I'll reach out to brands. So I find that, you know, a lot of these brands that I've connected with, they've been really, really good, positive conversations. And I think, you know, it really is we just need more awareness, you know, to be quite honest. There's more awareness that the more people that know that we out here and what we're doing, the more people that we can collaborate, you know, and make it work.
You know what would be really dope too, bro? Like, if, say for instance, you got the Black shampoo company, right? What if you did an interactive experience in person or immersive experience in person, where you actually bring in a new trade program and girls that are braiding hair, they're using the product, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? We got a homie that actually has a full hair contest. So we got to put you in with our guy. That's my guy, Nestor. But like, how do you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of cool, dope things that you could be doing, bro, from a social media perspective. So everybody could be winning, bro. That's
100%. I mean, yo, even point, one of the things that I've prioritized some of those same Black owned brands on the site when it comes to new trade programs. So when I have students, they work on real brands, like we work on real live brands. So the one brand I was talking about was a Black owned brand that he was like, yo, we're trying to drive more traffic for this brand. So boom, scope it out. Who's the target? What's the message? What are we showing? Create the ad. All right, we ran it, didn't work. Let's talk about why. Boom, run it again. Now it works. And now that business, they have to pay for that person to do the work, to run the ads on a platform and to help boost sales of their company and their business, right? So they benefit from that. The students benefiting from the fact that now they're getting great experience. I'm benefiting from driving on site, and the communities, like, we all are benefiting. It's win-win situation. And that's how I try to create it. It's like, how do we create a win-win for all of us? You know,
that's damn sure. Man, that's a home run, bro.
Absolutely. I got a question for you. Have you ever thought about, because this is business, this is not a personal agreement, this is business, this is paperwork and things behind it. Have you ever thought about taking it to another level? Like, me and Jarrett already discussed this. Once we get this show to the next level, where we are at a certain point, there's not going to be an option of our guests coming on the show without agreeing to certain things. You understand what I'm saying? Have you ever thought about that as like a mandatory give back? Like, if you want, because you have the data, you have the metrics, you have the analytics, you have the case studies, you have real life people that said, I've experienced going through all of this, I've used your product, etc. You have all the fucking power.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about saying, and I'm not saying now, but I'm just saying in the future, being like, yo, listen, you want to sell your product on my site? I want you to sell your product on my site. But in order to do that, we require you to at least give back in these, at least pick, you know, one or two areas, and we're going to monitor you and ensure that you're giving back. And let me tell you why I say that. In construction in New York, there's programs for minorities. Especially not only minorities, but women minorities, like me and Jarrett talked about before. It's the WMBE program, right? Let me tell you how motherfuckers circumvent this shit. What they do is they get a woman to just be the face of the company.
Yes.
Right? She files the paperwork. She's a minority. She gets the grants. They're able to bid on certain contracts that they would not be able to bid on if they applied for them themselves, right? They know absolutely nothing about fucking construction. Absolutely nothing. And what they do is she's the face of the company, but they run the company from behind. They also do it with when we're building the buildings, a certain amount of the market share is supposed to go for low income if you've taken any type of like public money or like annuity money, right? Okay. Or pension money. So you know what they do? Once again, they make the restrictions almost so hard for a person to be accepted into it. It's a time frame. So they could go, we have 400 units, only 100 people you know, met the guidelines or whatever to the units. Now we get to put these other 300 fucking units back on market value.
Right.
Held accountable. So have you ever thought about developing a program where these because they're benefiting from what you've built?
100%. Yeah,
and
100%.
If we're all evenly yoked, and we all got the same mentality on giving back, then it shouldn't be no problem for them to say we will guarantee we're going to give back in one of these deals and be monitored with that. Have you ever thought about kind of putting something?
You know what? I had, to be quite honest, I haven't thought about it exactly the way that you said it. What I have thought about was in the way that as this has evolved from like Fourth Ave market, strictly e-commerce, to now it's more the new trade program where it's like a little bit of both, you know. What I have thought about is like, how do I make sure that the companies that I'm working with see the tremendous amount of value that we are offering with the people that we are working with? So when I'm talking about students, when I'm talking about people from the community that we staff, we train, we develop, they are looking for high quality talent. And what I say is like, yo, we don't just have, we are finding the best talent in places that they don't look, they don't know to look, and they don't even know exist. And so what I'm hoping on is that I can then create that excitement, that value by working with a couple companies that then they want to work with us. So to your point, over time, I build that leverage up. And then I could say, if you want to work with us here, this is like almost like Facebook, right? It's like Facebook's like, yo, at first it was all free. Yo, everybody come kick it, like whatever, follow whatever you post, everybody gonna see your stuff. But then they were like, wait, everybody's here now. And I got the data. So now you're gonna have to pay if you want somebody to see it.
But you know, it was restrictions for that, not to cut you off. You know, Facebook actually started off as like a school thing only. It was like a high school account. You had to.
Oh, I do. Yeah.
So remember, when Facebook first started, it was like high school and college, right? If you were in high school, you had to verify your school, and they would check that shit. I don't know how they checked it, but
they did.
Right. And then if you were in college, your college and all that, and then like you said, once they got everybody, they opened it up. But they actually had the restrictions at first.
But you know what happened was why they opened it up was because they didn't want to open it up at first. They opened up because MySpace was about to kill them. MySpace, if you remember, MySpace was popping because it didn't have the restrictions. So it was like, yo, MySpace, like, yo, well, you could talk to anybody in college or not on MySpace. So Facebook had to open up because of competition. And so as a result, over time, they opened up and then they're like, all right, now more and more people here, we fought out, you know, got MySpace out of it. Now we monetize it. And that's, you know, that's the journey of business, right? Get them in, then we figure out how to monetize it later. But to your point you were making, I absolutely do believe that having setting certain standards for brands that sell on the platform, or better yet, even businesses that want to source talent from the new trade program or want to integrate into the curriculum, there's going to be certain standards that they're going to need to follow, right? In terms of how they, like, even the types of projects that people work on in the new trade program. I'm like, don't give me no throwaway project. Right. Give me a project that's meaningful to the company, something you really need to achieve. And then we'll work with the students so they can do some meaningful work. And so if you're not ready to take that risk, cool. You're not ready to work with us right now because we are going to teach them. I mean, here's the thing. This is why I give them you can help us put what we put in the curriculum. So you don't have to just leave it to us and say, I don't know what they're teaching. You know what we're teaching. And now I need you to give them a real project. because now it works in your favor, because now you can see their work. And if they do good work, now you can say, oh, great, they did the work on my company. Now it's more likely they're going to want to work with my company later. So to your point, I love the question. I haven't thought through it as thoroughly as you said. That's a really great point, though. But I do think over time we will be able to put some certain standards in place, or at least have some ways to validate that the partners we work with are truly aligned with the values that we've set.
Yeah, I would even say, just on a small scale right now, if you work with the new trade program, you're a vendor, like, we got to create content.
Yes,
we got to create content, bro. Like, what you're saying is amazing, bro. But man, if we don't see it, man, it never happened.
I know. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So it's like, so if you got a young kid, bro, like, you coming into the new trade program, you're 18, 19, you're right out of high school. You got to film this. I need permission to film this. Right? I need permission for you to put it, because we're giving you that knowledge. Right, so just put it on social media, because the idea is to get it so good and brand you so well that you do get the Google reaching out to you, that you do get Facebook reaching out to you directly, right? And you don't have to do that. And so you just show that program, and then you have an incubator program. Message. Fueling talent. That's crazy. That's dope, bro.
Yeah, you made a very good statement, Jarrett. And I think we all know this shit in the hood. If we ain't see it, it ain't happening.
It ain't happened, bro.
Yo, Salim, you have never met a bunch of more ignorant motherfuckers that really get stink into their fucking nose.
You're right.
Okay, I believe you. Yo, I love my people, but we are the most ignorant motherfuckers in the world. Like, we could have all the lessons laid out for us. Motherfuckers that are successful, motherfuckers that have done it, motherfuckers we look up to. They'll be like, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. And you know what the first thing we fucking do?
It ain't gonna happen to me.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Not me. Not my nose, nigga.
And then we get and then when we get caught, we got the fucking stupid face, like,
wait, what happened? Right? Why ain't nobody tell me this?
What the fuck happened? Like, we got the Mike Ryan face on him, like, look, we be stuttering and shit, but I don't know. Like, I don't even have a fucking answer for you, man. That's a very powerful statement, Jack, because our community operates like that. And that's why I think it's just so fucking important. I keep hammering this shit home. When you get into a position of true power, right, where you know that you have a certain amount of influence, I believe that it is your fucking duty. It is your fucking duty to use that influence to spread and help, spread knowledge and spread positivity and help fucking bring up the culture. The problem is a lot of us that get to that fucking position, and you know it's about to be true, right? I'm gonna say it. I don't even care. We black when we poor. We black when we in school. We black when we kind of made it. Then when we get up top, then we want to go white. We want to go white. You feel me? Kanye said it in the song, right? Yeah, and then gonna leave your ass for a white girl, right? That's no, I'm serious, because that's the shit that happens. Like, you love your fucking community when you ain't got shit and your community's helping you up. You love your community when your community's supporting you. And then when you get to a certain point where you feel like you don't really need the community no more because you're at a certain point, then it's like, what community? That's not really my community. This is my community. Because it's a lot of us that are in position, and I'm not talking every day, all day, but if more people that were in position started to spread the word and actually be more proactive and pro fucking black and actually like endorse that shit, well, you would see a fucking change overnight.
Absolutely.
You would see a fucking change overnight. Think about how many I don't even want to, it's a stereotype, but think about how many fucking rappers, how many fucking ball players, how many millionaires we got from just rappers and sports alone. Music and sports. Millionaires, black African Americans, and every time they fucking buy something that's super exclusive or super fucking expensive, it ain't never for my fucking culture. It ain't never for my culture. Message. Louis Vuitton, Gucci, fucking Jacob watches and all that shit ain't coming back to us. That shit ain't coming back to us. That's why in my heart, yo, I love Michelle Obama so fucking much, yo. What she did as a woman just for the fucking culture, I don't think it's gonna be matched in a long time, man. You understand what I'm saying? Like, she was in a position of power. Yeah, facts, bro.
Just the image.
The image, bro. what she did, she was a true first lady. When she got dressed, you know what she said? Give me them designers that ain't on the. I don't want these shits on the shelf. Give me up and coming designers right now. Send me some shit. Let me see if I like it. Give me these black designers. Let me see if you understand. One person giving light to your organization can change the whole trajectory of your organization overnight.
Drastically.
Easily.
And the thing is that I will say that there definitely are people in the community that are, you know, maybe it's a smaller portion. I don't know what the portion of percentage is, but there's definitely a conversation that's begun among those that do have more money and influence around how do we have a greater impact on our community. I also think, though, in the same way we realize there's a lot of systemic things that fall into place and a lot of media and messaging that kind of is set to divide many. It's still out there, and it's still something that, you know, to your point, if we don't own the media, where are you getting your messages from, right? Where are you getting your messages from, and how do we get the messages out there that maybe more of this is happening than we even know, right? Maybe because, to your point, if you don't see it, it ain't happening, right? And so maybe because where we looking for it, it ain't in the media or in the media that we're looking at. But like I saw something the other day, I can't remember, it was on Instagram, and it was a brother that was talking about, it's like, yo, we don't do this for the community. Name one rapper or somebody who's done something for the community. And then I'm starting to think about, like, yo, Nipsey Hussle, like T.I., Killer Mike. I'm like, yo, actually, yo, LeBron got schools. I'm like, actually, there's some, it may not be as pervasive as we might think, or maybe it is. And we just don't know because it's not as told in the media. The same way as like positive rap ain't the rap that's gonna get on the you know, the mainstream rap. You know what I'm saying? The rap that's talking, you know, negative and bad about our community is the one that everybody else wants to buy. And those are people who are buying it that aren't from our community. So I do think that I agree with what you're saying. I do think that it might not be as pervasive. And I do think that media plays a bit of a role in that, and messaging and how we are conditioned to think about our own community and our own brothers and sisters.
Message.
It's real, bro.
Hold on, I gotta hit you with the.
Oh,
let it start.
let's go. Let it go.
Gotta let it. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
But it's a lot, man. I was a lot of them want to go with that.
It's a lot, bro.
D1 was talking that.
Yeah,
shit.
D1. That's it. Yeah, D1. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Shout out to Hayes, man. Hayes be doing his homework, man. Hayes be doing his homework, man. He's definitely well connected to what's going on. You know what I mean? I just feel like
Homie, don't play that.
Hayes be on. He don't play. No, I'm saying Hayes be on. He be on. I'm with you. I'm like Hayes be on. Hayes don't play. He be on.
Yo, Salim, I got PTSD with the pause button.
I see you.
Shits and giggles.
You see, look, as soon as I see something come up, my hands go up like, what did it do now? I'm like, wait, what did it? I was replaying. What did it just say? That was out of bounds.
No, it was safe. It was safe. It was P-Dot giving them love.
You know, you're absolutely right, Salim. There are a lot of people that are stepping up to the plate. I'm not mad at them. You can only do so much as a human being, right? You can only do so much as a person. I'm not knocking them. I want to challenge our listeners. I want to challenge our community. And I'm going to say this to you because I've said this shit before, right? First of all, black owned doesn't mean discounted. That's number one. Just because the shit is black owned, that don't mean you fucking, if you buy from me, I'm going to give you a discount because it's black owned. Get that shit out of your head. No. But the responsibility is on the manufacturer. If I am manufacturing something, right, it is my duty to manufacture something to the best of my ability, to give you the best possible product. We had a guy on our show, AD Dolphin. He has the #1 African-American herbal supplement company in the United States, maybe the world, black owned. But you know why? Because his shit is all natural. It does what the fuck he says it's gonna do. It works. It does exactly what it's supposed to say it's gonna do. It has exactly what is listed in there. No, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
A lot of times as a community, and I'm not mad at us. I understand when you don't have shit, you try to hustle. The hustle is the nature to get out of it. But when you are creating something, My problem is our community always cuts fucking corners a lot of times. We want to get to the top so fucking fast. We want to skip the levels of learning and making mistakes so fast that you end up creating bullshit. Then when nobody want to support the bullshit, you're like, bro, that's your t-shirt. You're like, yeah, the shit is fading. Like when I washed it once, the dried like this. You know what I'm saying? Like $55 for that shirt.
You know what? Quick, you know what won't fade? You're fucking more than a title shirt. I had it for a year. So if you're gonna get your motherfucking links, it's in the comments.
And I stand by that because I created that. You understand?
You know what I'm saying?
We stand by our shit. But to Jarrett's point, right? I created the More Than a Title clothing line. That's not my first clothing line. That's like my fourth clothing line. I've been doing clothing for like 15 years. You understand what I'm saying? And I study clothing and I study my craft. This is the problem I have with the community when you want to get people to support you. Study your fucking craft. Develop what you want to put out before you put it out. Trial and error, order samples, and then put out something. It ain't got to be perfect, but it has to be decent. Because we're behind the power curve. So if you want people to fucking support what you're doing, you can't give them bullshit because they're already skeptical. Like, oh, here we go again.
But let's play devil's advocate.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying devil's advocate is like, yo, bro, what if I only have the money to give you the faded, low quality whack shit today? At least I'm motherfucking trying. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that not real? I might only have $100 versus you having $5,000 to fucking start up your business. So I went and got a Gildan and he presses some shit. Hopefully I get 40. I spend 10 for it. I get the 30. I can get 2 more shirts.
Yeah, but you're not, you're absolutely right. But here's the problem with that business model. Mm-hmm. We are educated now. Even if it ain't college, motherfuckers is educated now. The black community spends more money in t-shirts than any other community in the world. Prove me wrong. Who buys more white tees?
We funded Gildan. We funded Gildan.
You gotta cut the fucking child. I don't understand why black people don't even own Gildan. We buy more white tees than fucking any other culture, period. So this is what I'm saying. By our consumption is so heavy, we are educating ourselves. Even if you buy something, Jarrett, and you don't know who makes it, if you buy multiple versions of it, you know which one is better and which one is not, correct?
Facts.
So if somebody tries to come and sell you something, the first thing you're going to do is compare it to the shit that you already dealt with, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, if that shit resonates, like, oh, I know what that is. That's a Gildan shirt. You just took the tag off. I know the weight of it. I know the neckline. Gildan has the big neck. It don't have the you see? It's not the City Lab. It's not. You're already going to know it's bullshit. You see? So we consume so much that we actually educate ourselves. So because we educate ourselves to a certain level, I'm saying don't straddle the fucking fence. Put out a product. Wait. If you only got $100, then wait.
Sometimes you can't wait. Some people can't wait.
Yo, you know what though?
Is that in certain cities? I'm not saying that's all, not the majority, but some cases somebody might be the back against the wall. I'm gonna give that brother credit for having the back against the wall and trying that motherfucker, and I'd rather give him a shot and he's gonna figure it out. You can't say, yo, figure it out, learn it what's the way, learn your craft. That's his way of doing it.
Yeah, but not for no $60 for some fucking raggedy shit.
Right, you might have to give me 50. You might have to do 15 and take the lower profit on that joint. Right?
You take the lower profit, but then that's part of the lesson.
Right. If you want me to buy some raggedy shit, charge me $10, $15. I'll buy it. I'll have low expectations of it. Fine. You want me to pay $60 a fucking t-shirt and the shit fade before I even wear it? I fold it up in the fucking heat press and stick it to each other. I gotta stick it wrap in the bag.
I feel like a lot of time, well, not even a lot. I feel like there's some of the times, again, going back to like the resources, the knowledge that we have that exists on a regular basis in our community versus in other communities where they have people is like, oh, I actually had a clothing store over here and my uncle had this thing and she ran this over here and she ran a restaurant. And so here we come from, community of people who barely could get by and they're like, yo, all right, I got an idea. Then I'm going to try to make this work. And I think because of the fact that a lot of us may not always have, I shouldn't even say a lot, a portion of us don't have all the access to resources and knowledge. We might start out on things and maybe some mentorship might actually help. And I also think because of the systemic things that have been in place historically for many years, that as a community, sometimes we're a little bit more forgiving or we're willing to say, okay, I'll expect that you might not have the highest quality. I don't want nobody to expect when you come and shop with me or you come and work with our program, whether you buy, I don't want you to buy just because I'm black. I want you to buy because it's great product. It's great. It will answer you and deliver on your need better than anything else that's out there.
Message.
That's real.
After that, if I'm black, that's great. That's a nice to have. But I want to make sure that what I do as an owner from the black community, that's the other thing about as a black owner, just because you're black don't mean that everybody got to buy from you. Right. And those people who are black, sometimes they're like, yo, I'm a black owner from the community and I'm just trying to take a check and run like everybody else. I'm saying you need to actually be here and be a part of the community. So you're black owned, mean I'm actually contributing back. It don't mean I got to give all my dollars back, but it means I'm doing valuable things for the community, valuable products, resources. I'm committed to training, developing other people. I work with other partners in the community. Like I'm focused on helping to elevate the community, right? That's where being black owned actually matters from my perspective, right? That's the only way that it matters from my perspective is that you
going off.
He
bars.
Listen, boy. You're dropping gems on him, man. That's the way we need to be programmed to think, man.
Yeah. And bro, and while we on the business too, bro, I'm curious if you could give us both, bro. What was the greatest moment in 4th Ave Market's history? What was the greatest moment? Whether it was a month in sales, what contributed to that? What was one of the greatest moments? And what was one of the toughest moments in the business? And how'd you overcome that?
Ooh, which one? Where do we start?
You know what I'm saying? We'll start with the greatest, give them the good. And then give them the real.
Right. Yo, one of the greatest times for me was actually there's been some times recently, but I say one of the times where I was the most like excited and smiling was actually earlier on. We first launched the site and we were getting some traffic to the site, but nobody was buying anything. And so I did, I made some changes and boom, made this. And I made this video that I had sat on for a couple weeks. And somebody was like, man, put this shit out, man. Just put it out and let it go. So I put it out. And that video and on top of the changes, it was like, whew, now here we are. Like, here we go. Like, we got 100,000 people coming to the site now, right? And it's like, boom, they buying. I was like, oh, here we go. Like, that was an amazing time being in Forbes, being like, investors coming like, we want to put a little money into this. That was huge for me. And I would say even with that, what was like probably smaller for maybe others, but for me, it was a big deal, is that my parents invested about $10,000 into the company. And the thing is, they not invested.
Right. We gotta clap that shit up. That's
it was such a big deal because of the fact they're not investors like that, but they've always been super supportive of me. And it ain't like they got crazy amounts of cash that's sitting around. They were just like, yo, we so believe in what you're doing, and we so ready to support. And we'll take this and put it right in here for you. That was probably one of the greatest moments, like forget about sales and everything. It was just like, it meant a lot. Some of the tougher moments, warehouse shuts down. They can't deliver nothing. People like, where's my stuff? What's up? Now, everybody couldn't deliver. So people were a little bit more understanding, but it was like a good month and a half. And, you take the momentum out like that. And it was like a hit. And I was just watching the whole thing come down. And it was just like, whoa. I mean, we were able to kind of get some things back. But that was like a time where I was just like, whoa, like this might be a wrap. You know what I'm saying?
That's
it might
crazy.
be a wrap. But
wow.
Yeah.
Even facing that challenge, bro, and still going, like, it's making those adjustments on the fly. Nobody can plan for that, bro. It's like that was probably the biggest business like real-time test for every entrepreneur, bro. That motherfucking pandemic. We wasn't an entrepreneur then, bro. I couldn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't think
what vertical?
I don't think that was a test, though. I think
Depending what, if you were a small restaurant franchise with no,
that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you test a fucking worldwide pandemic where motherfuckers is locked in the house and the death rate behind that shit? I don't think that was a test. I just think that was. I'm gonna be honest. It's just my personal opinion. I just think if you survive that, you just happen to have a little bit of luck on your side, man. There was a lot of establishments that have been established for fucking decades.
Yeah.
10, 20, 30 years that went under, that had their fucking customer base, had their data, had their fucking supply chain, and went under. So I just think like that shit was it was, that Jarrett, you like to gamble? They put it all on red.
And that's their shit, yo. But I feel like but that's the test, though, right? The good entrepreneurs, the great ones, adapted, right? And the really, really brilliant ones have pandemic-proof businesses, bro. And it's up to you to really think about that as an entrepreneur. We're going 24/7, 365. You got to think of every possible scenario.
Yeah,
and like, you know what I mean? Some dudes, the older establishment, they like, we've been doing this for 20 years. We'll survive. That's why your ass is out of business now.
That's why they out, because they didn't want to adjust and adapt. No. I mean, we were like a month away from going heavy into the barbers and the salons, because naturally, you know, hair care, barbershops, and the black community salons, like, you trying to get the stuff out, that's where to go. So we had programs in place. We was about pull the trigger. We just left the Bronner Brothers program that was in February. We was there, met mad barbers, stylists, made great connections. We was like great programs. We about to launch a styling salon management tools. You can manage your appointments and stuff. And so we were like, let's go. Then the pandemic hit, and the barbers and stuff, they're not there anymore. So the value that they were going to offer, they can't offer right now because they're not even in the shop. Nobody's going in the shop. They can't sample. They can't do anything. So we were like, yo, we had to pause on those plans and had to adjust. And we didn't know it was going to be a year plus later. So we was like holding, like, all right, the real revenue driver was going to be that play. What we was doing there, that was supposed to be the real revenue driver. When that hit, we had to adapt and adjust. And so that's really where it was, honestly, a couple months, maybe even almost a year, where we was like managing like the e-commerce platform, trying to figure out, all right, we lost this whole bunch of value we was about to get that was on top of e-commerce. How are we going to get that now? And that's kind of where the whole, like, the new trade program kind of happened. Because to be quite honest, there was this foster care center that was buying from us in bulk. And that just started to be a big order that they were placing. So we called them. I said, yo, you know, who are you guys? Let's talk, you know, and I learned who they were. And I was like, well, I'd love to do more business with you, but I really can't compete on just cost. So I was like, I could compete on value. I could bring more value to you all. And then what I realized is, like, as I did my research and I recognized, like, for foster care, you got these kids aging out of foster care. And when they age out of foster care, where are they going? What are they going to do? They're like, only 6% had a college degree. So 94% are leaving here without a college degree. And where are they going? And most of them were going right into the prison homeless pipeline. Like, it was like within a matter of a year, they were homeless or they were going another direction. And so I was like, yo, but it doesn't have to happen like that. We could teach them skills that they could use. Man. And that was kind of where the whole new trade program idea started off, where I went there, they were buying kits of product. And I was like, I'll teach you the kids aging out. We'll teach them digital marketing. We'll let them do it on a platform. So we had seven kids that we started the whole thing off. And it was like an amazing thing from there. But to your point, this was like us pivoting, trying to figure out, yo, this is going to work. It's not is it or not? I'm like, it's going to work. I've committed to it. The question is just how. So we're going to figure out how we can adapt to make it work.
That's shit, bro. That was crazy, bro. Talk about an adjustment, but understanding the real gem is understanding that was my biggest customer, or whatever they would. I don't know if they were your biggest customer, but they were a big customer, big enough for you to notice, right? Oh, pause. Oh shit, damn it.
Oh, y'all. Nah, the fuck out. You knew it was coming. You do not hit the shit on y'all. You know you getting
Pause. He paused. I said pause, nigga.
I had to press the button on myself.
You're not taking that from me. You know I would tear your ass up. You know I would tear you. You see what he did, Salim? He tried to hit himself with his own put. Yo, listen, look, Jared, stop fucking around, Jared. You already know.
Oh, we don't play that.
I'm gonna get my shit over it. You always catch me. Nah, you're not hitting yourself with the whole point. You fucked up.
Yo, we gotta add that. We gotta add the sound. At this moment, he know he fucked up. We gotta add that on the show, bro. We gotta add that. That's coming some more sound effects. But that was real, bro. You identified that, bro. Hollered at them, called them, reached out. You as a CEO, you could have been like, yeah, I'm not gonna reach it. Yo, somebody else, whoever, you know what I mean, your VP, got a sales rep, somebody, I'm calling them directly. Let them know I appreciate their business. I'm going to meet
in person. Yep.
Because as a salesperson, you know what the gem is? If they're ordering all this stuff, I'm pretty sure there's other problems that I'll be able to solve. So what are their real problems and how can I get on the phone with them? And that's the real gem for the sales folks.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Went to the customer and
Yeah.
said, what other things can I help you with? And started a whole other thing that also aligns with the mission of what he had with the business.
That's a
That's
fact.
it.
Real.
That's an absolute fact.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, Salim. I got a question for you. So you said your child was born before you started to become an entrepreneur. So your child is growing up now, right? So now we do this to create generational wealth, right? We're big on family.
Yes.
We're big on family. But you know, the nature of business, air quote, the nature of business is build it, scale it, sell it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
So now that you're a CEO and you know this is your baby, this is your company now. When you get to a certain level, are you looking for your child or your children to take over and continue the legacy, even though you've already built generational wealth? Or are you looking to kind of like let them do their own thing and maybe not follow behind your footsteps? Because that's important also.
You know, yeah, it is. You know what? I'll take the same lesson that my parents gave me. Is like my parents gave me the tools and the confidence to live the life that I wanted to live.
Okay.
And so I want to do the same for my kids. If they want to go down this path, they're going to have it there. They're going to be plugged in. My son started his own sneaker cleaning business called Izzy Fresh. He's like, yo, I want to start a business. We built a site for him. Like, yo, he's like, and my daughters, you know, my daughter, she just turned 5, you know, 2 days ago. And so she's even now it's just the conversation, the mindset. The conversation didn't happen for me when I was that young to talk about the specifics of running a business or seeing somebody running their own business. They see that on a daily basis. So I'm excited they're exposed to it. I'm excited that for them, that they can see that there's other opportunities for them. They don't have to work for somebody if they don't want to. But I'm also like, yo, what exactly do you want your life to look like? And what do you want your life to be? But I will give them every resource, every tool possible to make it available to them.
Yeah. Because, you know, grooming happens, right? It happens, right? There are children that are groomed from birth to take over the legacy, like from birth.
Yes.
Whatever the legacy is, medical, whatever, they groom them from birth. They go to certain schools and this, and they teach them, you are going to take over this business and this name, you're gonna, you know, this family name is going to live on for God knows how long. So that's why I asked you that question, because that is a very intricate question to ask somebody that is creating generational wealth technically for the first time.
Yeah, definitely. And to that point, then there's a lot of things that I might not even be foreseeing, right? Because I'm at the front edge of this. I don't have an uncle or a grandfather that could, oh, look it, we built it like this, save it this way, put it in the state, do this here. So I'm learning to navigate in this journey myself. And that's kind of what I was saying is like, for my parents, we were excited because they were the first in their family to go to college, right? And so they went to HBCUs, we went to HBCUs. And then for me, I was the first, and you know, I mean, my family is some really successful cousins, but I have a lot of people who worked in corporate world, right? It was like corporate world was new. I didn't even know how to get there. I didn't know those jobs even existed. So I literally had to network, meet people, find my way to get there. But now I could tell my son and my niece and my nephews and my younger cousins, I could say, let me plug you in so you don't have to take the same learning path that I took, right? So that's kind of how I see it, is like, I'm taking my learning and helping make their path and their journey a little bit easier. And anybody who shows an inkling of desire to go into business, I'm like pulling them on, like, yo, let's go. Like, I'll take you. I'm not going to force you, but I'll open it.
It is.
Major key. Fire, bro. That it's just the fact that I love the fact that my kids see it. My oldest is a different experience, bro. My oldest is 15, bro. So he saw everything. He remembered me. He remembered me with the Starbucks hat and BBQ smelling like ribs. He remember being in mama house. You know what I'm saying? He sees that
he wasn't really smelling like ribs, because when we went in there, we ordered sticky wings a lot.
Nah, I was you wasn't my only customer.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. You know, it's like bittersweet. We love the fact that he's an entrepreneur now, but we love when the nigga worked the BBQ.
You love the way,
They're like, where you sitting? Server Jarrett here? Oh, he's back there.
I was out of control. I was up there in the Bronx drain, the Fordham Road. I was out of control, bro. They used to call me numbers and dubs. I was sitting there, I was swiping joints. I'm getting $20 tips. chicks sitting there
You
throwing
never
it up on me.
they
I'm like,
34
yo,
dollars
bro.
too. That's a fact.
Nigga, I hit
We
the young
go to
boys. You
Jarrett
had
order
you 18,
everything.
19. You got an 18, 19 year old. They come through trying to, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
remember I was 18, 19. Yo, you know what I mean? Don't make me look stupid. I'm having you a good time.
Right.
Yo,
right.
we used to go
was getting
see
it.
him sit in the booth and shit. He used to just bring us
Yeah.
plates and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
yo,
what's
trying
up.
to, yo, I ain't gonna hold you. I love the fact that he a businessman, but I ain't gonna discount the value that he had.
We need a plug. First of all, I'm not even saying their name no more until they pay.
Plug.
right. Yeah.
Plug, right?
That's
In our community, we love the plug. Jarrett was the
Yo,
plug.
facts.
Respect the plug,
Jarrett was
bro.
the plug. Yes.
Listen,
yes.
ain't nothing more than we love as African Americans than to eat some good food and drink some good drink, motherfucker. What the fuck you talking about?
yo.
What the
That's
fuck
it,
you
bro.
talking about?
That's it.
Eat some good
That's
food and drink some good drink? Shit.
That was the shit, bro. But that nigga from there, imagine seeing that. So he's seeing all that to me getting, getting booked France trips. You know, I'm sitting there running the company. I'm
Yes.
doing this. My youngest, bro,
Yes.
but he don't remember the star, but he don't see it. What he sees is like, damn, daddy used to go to work and now daddy gets to stay
Well,
home.
he was born
Daddy-
after. He was born
Yeah,
after.
no, exactly. So now his experience is different. It's like, oh shit. Like you was just waking up in the morning, taking me to school, going on a train, and now you're staying here.
Yeah.
Dad, why do you have the computer open all day? Dad,
Yes,
you open up late. I might put him to sleep. He'll see come up like 1 a.m. or something like that, bro. And
Yes.
don't put that shit. Don't put the damn brand name. If you're gonna go to BBQs, make sure you go with your more than a title cup. They will fill your pina colada up. Tell them I sent you.
I want to say this though. We didn't skip over it, but I always make it a point when people say it to come back to it. Salim also mentioned parents. He said it multiple times. Parents, which means the man, the father in his life was present.
Absolutely.
And I just always want to go back and always make sure that we touch on that to show you the impact of a strong black man on his family. That's it.
That's real,
Yo,
bro.
to that point, that's why I take fatherhood so seriously for myself. Like, there's no question that I will be in my kids' lives, regardless of the journey I want to take entrepreneur wise. Like, I'm very present, and it's important from the working on the math class, working on math together, getting frustrated together, working through it, learning how to fight, deal with bullies, learning whatever. Like, I am present. That's what my dad did for me. It's my brother did for me. And I'm like, yo, it's important that we do that in our community, period.
Absolutely, bro.
Message.
Don't play those games with the kids, man. This is what we do it for, bro.
Yeah.
And we grind and run the we did 1,000 hours of content just this year, bro.
Wow.
More than that, 1,000 hours of content, bro. Like, so imagine for the people listening, bro, the sacrifice that takes, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta go pick up my kids right after this shit. Do homework, do all
I gotta
that,
go put them to bed a little bit too myself.
The vibes, bro. I gotta, make sure they shower, bathe, all that. Make sure they got something to eat. Like, this is what it is, bro. And
that's only because it might be on the Tuesday, because sometimes the kids is there while we doing the show.
Right.
They be ready to jump in the camera and all that, ready to go.
I'm letting you know,
my son was already down here like, yo, what's up?
I'm letting you know right now. Next Tuesday, I got some. We gonna do something. I ain't saying nothing.
Right. Salim, I just want to commend you, man. I just want to commend you. You seen, and nobody's perfect, right?
Fact.
Nobody's perfect, but it seems like you are out there fighting the good fight. You know what I mean? And I would say that if we need more brothers like you that are trying. Ain't nobody gonna be fucking perfect. We're gonna make mistakes. But at least you are out there putting one foot in front of the other and moving in a certain direction, and you are trying to better the culture. You are trying to educate the culture. So for that, my sir, I salute you. You know,
not even trying, bro. You're doing.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you have to try to do. You understand?
Yeah, no, absolutely. But it's like, bro, that new trade program, doing that with the foster kids, bro. That's crazy, bro. So you've impacted somebody in it. Somebody's life has changed.
Yeah.
So you're doing, bro, and like that's why we wanted you on the show, bro. We want to give you your flowers, bro, because this is about celebrating you, celebrating brothers, sisters, anybody that's doing amazing things to move things forward, bro. This is what it's about. Because normally our stories wouldn't be told, bro. You'll go to Ad Age, you'll go to Ad Week. It ain't gonna be this type of conversation. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna be this type of real talk about our community, bro.
Yes.
And we need to own it.
Yeah, and I'm the funny shit about it is, and we always talk about this, Salim, look, you're from Queens, but you were raised in Albany. Me and Jarrett raised in the Bronx. We talk to people raised in other places, but guess what? The story is so fucking similar. Guess how we can all go through almost the same exact fucking things and geographically be hundreds or thousands of miles away from each other. That tells you what the climate of this fucking world is in right now. How did you go through the same thing that Jarrett went through, the same thing that my little brother went through, the same thing that I bet you a million other people went through about how you look versus how you perform? Then what the fuck am I going to school for? See, you see what I'm saying? Like, this is my beefing. Then what the fuck did I waste 4 years or 5 years of my life and $100,000 for if the only thing you worried about is
the beard?
You understand? Right. All I need to do is come in here with some motherfucking penny loafers on and
you did it a long time ago, right? Like
nigga, for 300,000, I came in the mullet. You motherfucker.
Listen,
you shitting me?
You talking economics? I could have went to Portobello and got 3 suits for the price of one, nigga.
the Steve Harveys.
Steve Harveys.
Yeah, I still got 6 baggy ass.
The shiny suit man.
That's crazy.
Baggy 100,000. What are you talking about? Like, what are we actually talking about here? Okay, Salim. So we've talked business and we've talked like, seriousness. Let's loosen this up a little bit. What does Salim like to do when he's trying to relax? What do you like to do to enjoy the fruits of your labors? Because you've been working hard, brother, and you've been doing a lot of positive things, but I need to know that you are actually taking the time to enjoy your family and enjoy what you put on the table.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, so you said enjoy my family. So I love spending time, with my kids. My son plays flag football, play basketball, I'm out with my daughter, etc. I also have been a DJ since 2003. So I DJ right since the record's up here, like I DJ since 2003. And so I had a gig this weekend. Matter of fact, I was doing it as a party, 40-year-old birthday party. We turned up, good time, So I DJ, like that's my release. You know what I mean? That's my that's my release. That's me. I get in my zone, and it's just that's it. So outside of that, man, travel, sports, man, whatever.
I ain't gonna lie.
I know, real talk. Like if you see me in the DJ, you might not know that I'd be sitting on the stage. It's straightforward. It's just DJ Lean, Leem, DJ Lean.
Okay, DJ Lean.
It's a pretty straightforward name.
You might have to remarket that because the youngest think lean is.
No, not lean. Like I think lean with an M.
Lean.
Like it's Salim. Lean.
Okay,
that's my nickname, Lean. Yes.
Nick said lean. First of all, not on this platform. We're gonna promote that.
I just said lean.
Yeah.
I said the youngest know about that lean. You might
that's
be getting
another side of him over there, huh? Let's talk about that side.
That's what's up. I'm gonna be honest with you. I seen the records and stuff behind. I never would have got DJ though.
Yeah, I would have thought you made a beat. I'd definitely thought you produced.
Oh,
you think so?
Nah.
You get producer vibes. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gives me more like classical and shit. I thought he was gonna hit me with some shit like I actually like the opera.
I play the violin or something. I'm well versed, brother. I'm well rounded. You know what I mean?
You didn't get hit one all day, bro. The well-rounded was crazy.
That was light skin. That was a light skin. That was a lightweight.
It was a light one
right there.
It's the tone. It's the tone. The way you said it. It's the tone, Jarrett.
It's definitely the tone. It was definitely the well-rounded.
Pause. I said pause, nigga.
So I gave it to.
Yeah.
But you repeated it.
You repeated it. He's out of control.
You repeated it, and I would be honest with you. When you repeated it, I was like, "What the is wrong with this guy? Am I kidding me?" Repeated that.
I ain't gonna fry. I got a buzzer beat leak too, though, bro.
You definitely call me. So, okay, Salim. So another question that we like to ask a lot of our guests, right? How old are you right now? Let me ask you a question. How old are you?
42.
Okay, you're 42 years old. I'm 44, so I'm a little bit older than you, right? How long have you been working? When did you start working? This is a 2-part question. We've never kind of done this, but I want to do something. I want to show you.
Yeah.
When did you start working?
So I started working as I was a soccer referee at 14.
There it is.
And I worked in a grocery store at 15.
Perfect. I want to use 14 because that's the legal age of when most of us started working legally. Summer youth program 14. You are 42 from 14. You've been working 28 years of your life. That is fucking insane. 28 years, right?
I didn't even think about that.
You've been working 28 years of your life, and clearly you're not ready to retire yet, right? So now I'm going to ask you, right? When does Salim say enough is enough? I'm content where I'm at, and you actually stop and say, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my life. Like we would say, well, what's the mountaintop for you, right?
Yeah. You know what? It's a good question because for me, when I'm not really working for the money right now. Obviously, don't get me wrong, right? Like I need the money. Don't get me wrong, right? Like it's not like it's, I'm not doing it for free. But at the same time, my passion to make an impact on the community is what drives me. And so for me, I don't necessarily need to keep going up and up and up. And now 100 million and now 500. Now let's be a billionaire, right? Like I don't necessarily need that. I want to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And as long as I'm financially comfortable and can handle what I can, I'd like to be able to create where I don't necessarily have to be there all the time. And that's where the impact, because I'm not going to be here forever. And so if my impact stops when I'm no longer here, then I don't think I was as successful as I'd like to be. And so I try to build it so that I get to a place where my impact can continue when I'm not here. And hopefully it can continue and when I'm not there, but I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? I'm still alive, but I might not have to be in everything. And so that's where I look at, can I do for another 10, 15, 20 years where I'm like building this thing, but I'm going to enjoy it on the journey. Like I've been enjoying the journey now because that's one thing I've realized is like, I'm not going to do this and then enjoy it later. Like I am enjoying it right now. Every part of it, I enjoy right now.
Message.
Got to.
Yeah.
That's real.
Because one thing that I tell everybody is, and these are just my opinions in my opinion zone, but I think that one of the most ignorant things that a human being can do is take time for granted. One of the most ignorant things that a human being can do is take time for granted. We all have a 0 hour. We do not know when it is.
Absolutely.
And I told the story a couple episodes ago of a guy that worked for me in construction. This guy worked and busted his fucking ass like 25 fucking years, 30 years. And a week before he was set to retire, he pulled out most of his money. His wife got like $800,000 fucking dollars. He pulled out all his money. He was building houses in his, because he's an islander. So he was sending his money building the houses and dropped fucking dead.
That's crazy.
Dropped dead. And there's so many people that go to work every day. Jarrett's mom is an assistant principal. She came up in the board of ed. You know how many teachers never take fucking days off? And when they do, it's like you got to fight them to take. They got a broken leg, the flu, and they still want to go to work.
Yeah.
Programmed to work until we die. Like worker bees. Not programmed to work. We are not programmed to work to live. We are programmed to live to work.
Message.
That's real. That's real. That was a real ball.
Enjoy this shit. Let me tell you something. One of the biggest blessings that you have, Salim, is the fact that you have legacy, bro. And I mean this shit. I have 2 boys. I got 4 daughters that are not biologically mine, but they're my daughters. But I have 2 biological, just like Jarrett does. Mine's a little older. It is nothing better than spending time with family. Me and Jarrett are actually family. We are always together. We together at award shows. We together at fucking regular ass barbecues. You understand? We together at fucking regular spades games.
We together at Southsea. Y'all be seeing us.
On Thursdays, nigga. You know what
I mean? For Thursdays. Y'all lucky this pod is today. Been tearing that shit down.
And when Jared gets busy, nigga, them shoulders start popping, them legs start moving. It's the sight. It's the sight. But I'm saying, like,
crazy.
But this is what I'm talking about. Like, we don't use major excuses to be around each other, to hang out.
Right.
We enjoy being around each other through the good and the fucking bad. There's a lot of times we're around each other and it's a bad fucking day and we're arguing and we're fucking yelling at each other.
That's a fact.
So we're still around each other. So I think, I try to express this to people. One of the most best things that you can do is just enjoy your life. You don't got to, go crazy, but day to day, man, be around the people that you fucking love and let them know that you love them and you appreciate them and just enjoy being alive, man, because you see the way this world is moving right now. It's nasty fucking work.
Absolutely.
Do not know accidents, shit, life be life, and you do not know hit day and fucking gone. tomorrow, bro. I got a fucking repass I got to go to on Saturday. Just found out another person who passed away. Young, 40.
Sorry to hear that.
You know what I mean?
Crazy, bro.
Yeah.
So you know that I just commend you on that. You know what I'm saying? Like
your journey, bro. Just everything you've been through, man. You've climbed the corporate ladder, bro. It's really what I take away from it is the mindset, bro. I appreciate the mindset that you had early going into corporate, how you tackled that, how you had a mission, right? Like you knew what you wanted, bro. I kind of just got forced out the industry and we did our own thing, but it happens on different ways and different phases for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
Jarrett, me too. I told you, but I never wanted to be a fucking construction worker. I didn't fucking grow up like I'm gonna be a construction worker. It was opportunity. Somebody was like, "Yo, you want to be an apprentice? This how much they make." I'm like, "Nigga, how much? Oh shit, nigga, my godfather make that a lot more. Nigga, I'll take it. Let's do something for that." 22 years later, you understand what I'm saying?
Like, to the top, bro. But like, you know what I mean? From building the business, the mission, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. Real talk, man. Because like, if there's anything that we can help you with, bro, like I said, I'm definitely gonna put you on to my man Nestor, bro. We
have to. We're gonna put him together. That's guaranteed.
Yeah, that's night. We're gonna set the group chat up, bro. But like, let us know if you need anything, bro. You know you got a brother in us, bro. Let us know when you in the city. You come down. Let's go chop it up. Let's break bread. Let's figure out how we can incorporate this. How can we, even if you need us to pull up on a new trade, how do you do the podcasting? We can show the kids how to do this. That's something that we actively interested in. What is the business of podcasting? Yeah. How do you make money on it? You know what I'm saying? All those things. Like we could be talking about it. So just let us know, bro.
And we'll be willing to come to Albany, just not in the wintertime.
Virtually. I'm in White Plains right now, so it's all good. I'm in White Plains now, so we're good. I'm right up the block. Yeah, I'm right up the block. But nah, real talk, man. Like I do want to say, yo, like I really appreciate one, the conversation, and two, what y'all are doing. As I mentioned, I've seen Jarrett, I've seen what you've been doing since we connected. It was a year, maybe a little more than a year ago, and it's like it's been watching, man. It's like the thing I love about you, and then meet you today, Chadeo, is just the support y'all have for the community, the focus that y'all have, you know what I'm saying, and the transparency, the realness, you know what I'm saying. We not talking about no fake stuff. I ain't sugarcoating. We just talking real life, and I can imagine the impact that's having on somebody right now. We don't know his impact. They just hearing a couple things that might change their whole perspective on like, oh, I could do this different. Oh, I should take this job, or I should start the business. And it's because of what y'all doing, and y'all are a great representative for a lot of others, man. I really appreciate what y'all doing.
Appreciate that. We have to, just so we have to, because we just talked about the news outlets and the other shit. We don't own that.
Yes.
We own
Facts.
We own this.
Absolutely.
So once we own some shit, we got to be held responsible. So if I'm gonna hold somebody else responsible, hold me responsible. I want you to hold me responsible. Hold Jarrett responsible. This is why we do this, because we own this, and we ain't gotta ask permission, and we can have whoever the fuck we want to have on here, and we can talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about on here. However, fuck we want to talk about it.
Absolutely. And if you want to own more than a title, you could get your shirts at OTP Digital. You could get your motherfucking hats. You could get your cups, your mugs. You feel me? Everything's out there. You know what I mean? If you're gonna segue,
he's
out of
control. He's out of control. Salim, let the people know where they can find you, man. Let the people know where they can find you.
Listen, find me on LinkedIn, Salim Holder on LinkedIn, or check out the new trade programs on LinkedIn as well. You can find us on Instagram. Do you know Lean on Instagram? Listen, we out here. We just trying to do the work of the community. So I appreciate y'all. Real talk.
Yeah, love, bro. We gotta give you an air horn on that, bro. We gotta give you an air horn, man, because this is one of them ones, man. This is one of them episodes.
Yeah, man. I like I said, I love it, man. And we say that, again, we just talking, man. Salim, they're gonna be people that watch this episode that you will probably never meet, that you will inspire.
Absolutely.
Will listen to the way you speak, look at how you look at how you clearly carry yourself, articulate yourself. It shows, man. It shows. And you will inspire somebody that might be on the path of, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, yo, if he could do it, I could do it, man. So we have to do this. Me and Jarrett have made a promise to ourselves and our community that we will help champion this fight to move it forward.
Yes.
So like,
got
a brother, man. We're definitely, this is our, first conversation like this, but it will not be our last. You
Not
understand?
at all. Not at all.
I'm telling you like that because we have too many connections that we can plug in with you, and we're gonna do a lot of things together, man. And I just look forward for us, to us working together, man, because
Me too.
the more of us that come together to form Voltron, man, the quicker and the better we're gonna change this fucking culture, man.
That's a fact, and that's a big.
We are
Yeah, man.
making the changes. I appreciate y'all once again. Real
You
talk.
already know, man. Make sure y'all tap in. Make sure y'all go to 4th Ave Market. Make sure y'all buy some black-owned product. Make sure y'all
Word
support.
up.
Tap into my boy Lean. Make sure y'all support the new trade program. And we gonna see y'all on Thursday, y'all.
Look. I support black-owned. Look. I ain't never a hypocrite. Look,
What's good?
I used to use these.
Yeah, we got the sponge.
What that say, though? What that say? For the culture, right? I still went out and bought that motherfucking tennis racket jump off. You feel me?
Got
You know
you.
what I'm saying?
Got you.
I still went and bought that because guess what? The guy that owns this is black owned. You
Facts.
see it say for the culture.
Facts.
That's it, man. And you
Wax.
know what else is black owned? More Than a Title and OTB Digital. That's black owned. Now, on that note, I love y'all.
I'm out of here.
I love y'all.
Yeah, next week. Yeah,
Man.
yeah, you
What you
know
know
about
about me? Seen it all, heard it all. Oh, what you know about me? I done it all, just want it all. Oh, what you know about me? I seen it all, heard it all. Oh, what you know about me? Oh, what you know about